Hello, it's Bob. Uh, I want to talk to you about the uniqueness of every individual on the planet. I've had the benefit of more than 5 decades of working with whole children and working with many children for decades and working with children from literally all over the globe. And that has afforded me some perspective. And a lot of what I see happening today, I think, is extremely negative for the individual in our society today. If there's one thing I have learned, is that every child is incredibly complex. Incredibly complex. Right? Yes, there are similarities, right? But the actual individual differences and complexity of every child are amazing. All right, you can give me 100 kids with Down syndrome, 100 kids with ADD, ADHD, 100 kids on the spectrum, 100 kids with a learning problem, 100 kids who are typically or gifted. And the differences between each of those individuals, when you really know them and understand them, is incredible. And what makes this really significant is if we are going to help each of those unique individuals achieve their unique individual potentials, we have to understand them as the unique individuals they are, right? The really special, unique children they are, and understand that your Johnny, your Susie never existed on the planet before and will never exist again. And any attempt to group, clump, label, classify our kids, if you will, is taken away from the perspective of that unique individual. And everyone who works with pieces of children tends to fall into the hole of looking at them as a disease, a label, a category, a something, other than that incredibly unique individual. So I caution everyone, all right, if you will, most of the labels our kids are given today exist for administrative purposes. They started when we started with schools and provide funding for special needs kids. Right? You had to label them, you had to categorize them to get the funding for them. Right? It's not generally really helpful for the kids. And if they have to have a category, a label, a diagnosis, don't let that run the show. Okay? Your child is still incredibly unique. All right? There's not a one-size-fits-all solution to any of them. As I say, working with whole children, when I work with whole children, it's from how they sleep to how they eat to how they feel to what the relationships are in the family, all right? It's incredibly complex pieces of information, all right? And we have to understand all of those pieces to be able to provide that specific child with their specific opportunities to achieve their unique potentials. Right? So please, parents, educators, psychologists, when you look at a child, do not first see their label or their category. See, this is a unique kid I've never seen before, will never exist again. And if we are going to assist them, we have to understand that and treat them as unique individuals they are. Thanks.